It only takes 30 seconds to tell if a bar is a good bar. And it's something that you feel inside you. It's not something that you can read in a book or a review or see on a podcast. And I believe there's definitely a similarity between bars and cities because both places are made up of people. The people is the ones that give them life. My name is Danil Nevsky, also known on the internet as Cocktailman. I am a professional barfly and a bit of a vagabond, having lived in many different countries. I maybe drink too much, I maybe party too much, but at least I remember the stories in the morning. I believe there's only 3 types of bartenders. There is the nerd. They know everything, they're a little bit slower, the drinks are on point. There's the machine, much faster, drinks are a little bit less on point, but you want them with you on a Saturday. And my favorite, because that's where I fit in, it is the clown. I'm the slowest, I don't know anything, but I make you laugh. I will never get bored of the sound of bubbles going. If there's anything that can help define what I do now and where the link is from before, it is simply life experience of working in many different countries.
So good.
If I had any highlights of the Vagabond project, it would be things like jumping into the canals of Amsterdam, dressed like a fat James Bond. It is making a horse's neck cocktail on a horse, having that day milked a horse. Weird experience. Jumping out of a plane, making an aviation cocktail with a cocktail shaker strapped to my arm and knocking myself out almost. It was a lot of stuff. It was eventful.
So, let's get started.
One of the most characteristic projects that kind of defines what I do is an interview process called Bar Talks. And the idea is to find interesting characters with great stories and real insights into the industry. You know, raising the curtain to the shit that happens in the back. We shouldn't swear, right? I first came to Barcelona in 2012 because I won a cocktail competition. I fell in love with the city. Barcelona is a place where you can be you. You do you as long as your fun doesn't bother my fun. The city of Barcelona is a combination of many different characters who've all come here from all walks of life. We have bars being opened by foreigners, such as Foco, where the entire concept is foreign correspondence. The owners are Theo and Tom, both Bristol, UK trained bartenders. Both have moved here, worked in different bars around town, got to know the community, and have recently opened their own bar in the neighborhood of Gracia. It is the hub of creatives, both local and expat. It's the neighborhood. That's where you want to hang out. That's where more locals hang out. Foco is a tribute to the foreign correspondent clubs and journalists all over Europe that used to report on things happening in a country back home to where they're from. As someone who's also been an immigrant most of my life, I find that sometimes it gets pretty lonely because unless you meet other expats or other people who have had a transient lifestyle, sometimes it's very hard to connect. There's no one really to share. Oh my God. But I don't.
That's why you do it all the time. Yeah.
Be my friend.
But I think for us it's a bit different because we're just always together.
Always
so
together.
we're
Like
not
we
lonely at all.
yeah, we're like we live together as well. Like
I wish I was lonely. Yeah, it can be a bit lonely, but I think that having like that sort of expats is the closest that it gets to your situation. Do you know what I mean? Like at least you can kind of like share that, or you know, you're around a table and a bunch of people, a bunch of different nationalities, and there's that sort of common feeling of you know how that feels to be.
I mean, that's
Foco.
Bartending is like fashion, and trends come and go. They are subcultural trends within the industry, but then there's also mainstream trends that kind of usually come from the subculture when they hit the limelight. And as a result, right now, Barcelona is hot.
It's you versus 50 best bars. Let's see what happens.
The World's Best Bars is an organization, it's a survey of industry experts that vote. And Sips won this year, which is amazing because it's good for our city, it's good for where I live. It looks like I'm in the right place at the right time. Sips is a very unique experience. Their approach to drinks is a little bit more Michelin-esque. Every single element of the drink is intentional. Sips has been founded by local Catalan Marc Alvarez and internationally well-renowned Italian bartender Simone Caporale. Eixample is very famous for the old school architecture, for keeping it the way it is, the classic Barcelona blocks. You know, now they're developing even pedestrianized zones so that you can spend more time on the street. It would only make sense that you have the perfect location to have the world's best bar. Clickbait.
Let's see how high this reaches on the 50 best bars list.
There's always a best list. This is the best menu, this is the best atmosphere, this is the best bar. We are standing, technically, in the best bar in the world.
We do what we have to do. And if you do it genuinely, from your honest feeling, someone will appreciate it. Now, competition for me today is not that type of competition. It's simply to win against your doubt. So ultimately, the first people you need to prove something about, it's yourself, the team.
Sometimes a generation of bartenders and bar personalities in a particular city, it's with all possibly being competitive, not necessarily in a super negative way, just to stay there pushes everyone around to be better.
So as long as Barcelona wins, I'm happy.
That's perfect. If anything, the experience of a bar is everything that is around the drink, not just the drink itself. Paradiso, one of the world's best bars, previously a best bar in the world and located in Elborn. Architecturally, Born is like a Jackson Pollock painting where the architect was drunk while they were trying to do lines. So the streets change all the time, the buildings change all the time, and one thing you turn around, there's a cathedral, and you turn the other way and it's a bunch of 18-year-olds doing shots of Sambuca. All in the same 180 degree. And then there's a natural wine bar with a bunch of hipsters who pretend that it tastes good. Jokes. Paradiso is a theme park in a bar. Paradiso is unique. It is a speakeasy within a speakeasy within a speakeasy. On the outside, a sandwich shop, pastrami sandwich shop. You walk in and you have this Gaudi-inspired wooden paneling. It's an acid trip in a Gaudi museum. The drinks are there, but they are trying to take you on this ride You are constantly being bombarded from every direction of inspiration, deliciousness, and emotion. They want the guests to second guess what they're getting. They want the guests to have that wow factor.
What?
And of course, that's exciting. That's Instagrammable. You want to share that with others.
As you said, we want to recreate an experience to our guests, and we want to, let's say, touch more sense possible within a cocktail. So the presentation, so the visual aspect is very important. The wow factor, no? That can be, for example, in the fire, is the lighting on the flame in the middle of the plate. We try to make people having the best time. That's the goal. That's the real goal.
I almost can imagine that here in Paradiso, when you have one of those wow factor cocktails and you see the physical reaction of the guests going, "Oh my God, did you see that?" You know, to the other person. I think that's like a bonus serotonin. So for me, what my question is, well, how come every time I send somebody to Paradiso, they have the best time?
I don't know, no?
Oh, he's blushing now, he's blushing.
No.
So every city has what is considered the bad area, the area where you shouldn't go, the darkness. And ironically, it's usually the most fun. Authenticity is a difficult word because authenticity means different things to different people, but some people open bars and restaurants as an expression of themselves. And if that expression of themselves is authentic, they believe in their decor, they believe in the service, they believe in the product, it is authentic to them in the way they see it, and people will feel that in every single centimeter of that venue. If you want to smell a real classic bar, go to Bar Olympic and sit there and you will understand.
Vamos, tócalo.
What was the year of the Olympic Games? I don't remember. 92. 92, yeah? Bar Olympic was originally opened in 1992 specifically for the Olympic Games. As in any city that tries to open new stuff or try and cash in on these things. And it hadn't changed until Adal took it over 7-8 months ago.
I think that the less important is the cocktails. The more important is that the attitude is that to create a family inside your bar, because the difference between a new cocktail bar or a cocktail bar made it for tourists or just for business. Classic cocktail bar is a cocktail bar where you enter and the barman knows you, know what you want, and know what you feel, and know, looking at your eyes, he knows if you, or she knows, if you want to speak or if you want to read the newspaper. So this is the real spirit of a cocktail bar.
The authentic
cocktail bar.
Raval is where alternative ideas come to thrive and grow. The skaters are there because they feel comfortable. That's where a lot of the tattoo shops are. That's where the barber culture of Barcelona was born, because they couldn't make it into the more traditional neighborhoods.
I have working here 15 years, and I don't change this neighborhood for nothing. I'm a Ravalero, and I will be the rest of my life, because this is authentic. It's really authentic. It's like visit New York in the 80s. My dear friend, you know I have half Andalusian, so I will give you the classic dish from Barreto Olympic. It's the Andalusian style with the Iberic ham, Iberic cats.
Read your guest. If they want to have a speech, give them a speech. If they just want to have a drink, just give them a drink.
There is a sentence from a colleague that say that the speech of a cocktail cannot be longer than the cocktail.
No matter how much we talk about skill, knowledge, expensive equipment, location, the one thing that transcends everything is how the other person makes you feel, and it normally starts with a smile. And ends hopefully with one also, if you've done your job correctly. And I think that is the true definition of hospitality, and it goes beyond everything I can ever teach or learn from anyone else. You know, just to finish it off, we could make me like walk away into the sunset. I could be holding like a crab beer, you know, classic 50s superhero style. I did that at the beginning. You're not listening. Sorry. One more time. No, what? I'll finish. I'll change it up. That's cut. Hey, congratulations.